What's that bright star? The one right there.
That one's not a star. It's the planet Akatosh. He's the Dominion planet, an eye of the warrior constellation. Do you remember what I taught you about his charges?
The Lady, Lord, and, the steed?
Right you are. What about the other guardians?
There's the thief. His charges are the lover, shadow, and the tower.
Right. His Dominion planet is Arche. Who is the last one?
The serpent?
The serpent's important too, but he's not a guardian. He's made of unstars, and he travels the night sky as if chasing the other constellations. Care to try again?
The witch? No, the wizard.
The mage, but close. He watches over the apprentice, the Atronak, and the ritual. His eye is the planet Julianos, the god of logic and reason. I was born under the ritual, in Morning Star, and I've always thought that sign's blessing has helped keep me out of trouble.
That's just superstition. I was born under the apprentice, but I'm no good at spells.
Don't sell yourself short. You might not be good at magic. You're a fast learner and a clever thinker. You wouldn't have gotten the chance to go to school in Windhelm if you weren't. Not everyone's birth sign manifests in the same way. If it did, all the mages would have the same birthdays. The effects of a sign differ based on the aspects of the moons, the divines, and other cosmological factors. You might think it's just superstition, but stars are gateways to magic, and these particular combinations are especially potent. Why would every culture in Tamriel recognize them if they did not have meaning? The Dwemer built observatories to track and predict the movement of the stars and planets, and the Ultimer of Alinor powered their magical varlines with a gargantuan orrery, whose simulacrum planets float above the island. They represent the constellations with exemplars and the planets with skyharkers, Ultimer who are most suited to play the part of and guard over each celestial body. The ancient Aelids, meanwhile, tapped into the stars' powers using Wulkin and Varla stones, powerful magical crystals that fell to Tamriel in the form of shooting stars. The human denizens of Tamriel recognized their powers too, building giant monoliths called Mundus stones by some, that tap into the constellation's power to grant blessings to their supplicants. The needs of Craglorn and Hammerfell were particularly fervent worshippers of the skies.
But that was all thousands of years ago. Now we know better, right?
There's also the story of the Guardians being personified in Craglorn in the mid-Second Era. The serpent had been pulled from the heavens by a woman named Cassipia, leader of the Scaled Court. The Guardians, called Celestials in their Mundriel forms, were defeated and taken over by the serpent and Cassipia, who intended to bring about what she thought would be a new era for Tamriel. How any of this was prevented, or how it was possible in the first place, is beyond me. Maybe it was the magic of Craglorn, or the instability caused by the plane meld between Mundus and Oblivion.
That's still nearly 1,000 years ago.
The stars are holes going from this realm through the infinity of Oblivion and right into Aetherius on the other side. You can't really visit an infinitely distant hole, can you? The Magna-Ge that made them are long gone, except for the Nimeli, the blue star that appears at every dragon break. But if you run into her, you'll have bigger problems to deal with. You think you could settle for the moon's little Mannanot?
I guess I'll have to. It's been done, but I'll do it better. I thought the Mannanots weren't around anymore.
There's been no mention of them or the Altmeri Sunbird since the Third Era. But who knows what secret military operations the Empire or Dominion are running. Control over ethereal thoroughfares would be a great strategic advantage for either faction.
I don't want it to be morning. I don't want to go to school anymore. Can't I just stay with you?
But you were so excited a few hours ago. brag that merchant's ear off about how you're going to study all the way to Winterhold.
You can teach me more than any school.
You've got natural talent and a whole lot of drive, little tongue. You remind me of myself at your age. And you know what I was doing then? Going to school. Charisma and quick thinking is good, but knowing more than the other person is the real trick of this trade. Knowing how to work people is important too, but you'll be better off learning both these things in a structured setting with your peers than on the road with me. Besides, remember how after that mammoth cheese incident, you complained about always being hungry, dirty, and in danger?
I suppose.
Don't worry. I'll visit you as soon as I can, and you can show me all the things you'll have learned. Why, I'm sure you'll be a proper bard next time we meet.